Tender, juicy beef, sweet plantains, soft yuca, and all the flavors slow steam together, the way families have made it for generations. Today, I'm showing you how to make Nicaraguan Baho. Stay with me because once you see how easy this is, you want to cook it this weekend. The first step and what it will make this dish successful is that we need to prepare the meat 24 hours in advance or at least 4 hours before we put everything together. I'm using 4 pounds of brisket and we need to cut the meat into thin strips. Notice that I'm not removing any fat. The fat is important because this will add flavor to the rest of the ingredients when we start cooking it. And you also need to make sure that at least you are cutting the strips into 2 to 3 centimeters wide. Not too thin, not too thick. And the second step is to prepare the beef marinade. So in a food processor, I am putting 5 cloves of garlic, a quarter of a white onion, and half of a sweet chili pepper. I'm adding what it's called sour orange, but if you cannot find this in your country, you can use white vinegar, and I'm using about half a cup. Once everything is properly blended, we can proceed with adding the marinade into our meat. And the next key step is to add plenty of salt. Trust me, you're gonna need a lot because when we are cooking with steam, this will remove the salt. So it's important that you add enough. Don't be shy adding the salt. And with very clean hands, we will proceed to add all the marinade on the meat to make sure everything is properly covered. And then we're gonna take it to our fridge overnight. It's already the following day and now we're gonna start making this dish. We will first start with the plantains. For this, we do not remove the skin, we only remove the tips on each side and we set aside. We will now slice our sweet pepper and also set aside. We'll do the same thing with our onions. And when you place the onion aside, make sure that you are breaking through each layer. Repeat the same process for all of our tomatoes. We will now move on to our cassava. For the cassava, you want to make small portions. This will ensure that the cassava will fit your hand so you can manipulate it correctly. We're gonna open a small incision across it and then using the knife, we're gonna start lifting the very ends of the first skin and then you will just turn around it. Look at the way that I'm doing it. This will make the process simple. And remove any parts that were left. Don't throw away the cassava skin. Keep it with you. And rinse the cassava 2 to 3 times with water. This next step is key to the entire process. We're gonna take plantain leaves that were previously washed. And what we're gonna do is that in our pressure cooker, we're gonna create a bed. We're gonna put the leaves all around it and make sure that there are no parts where the water can come in because we're gonna use water. Don't manipulate the leaves too harshly. Make sure that you're doing it with patience and very carefully because otherwise they're gonna break. This is how it's supposed to look like. And what we're gonna do is that we're going to create a bed with our cassava. So you're gonna be placing the cassava all around the bottom. And we're going to repeat the same thing with the plantains. You start placing them around. If one of them doesn't fit, you can cut it in half and put it in the middle. Then we will take our meat out of the fridge and we're gonna start placing it carefully around it again. Once we have added all the meat, we will do the same thing with the tomato, the onions, and the bell peppers. And we're gonna add more salt to it again. Don't worry because it's not going to be salty, trust me. Here comes the tricky part, but it's not as difficult as it seems. All you need to do is just do again. Carefully take the leaves and start covering the top, like you're closing it completely. This will allow the steam to be inside and cook everything and add all those flavors from every single one of the ingredients that we have added to it. Move the side a little bit from the plantains and add just like about a cup, 2 cups of water the most. Using a pressure cooker, set it up for 1 hour. Meanwhile, we're gonna start preparing the salad. This is the perfect companion for our bao. We're gonna start slicing some cabbage, just like this. I'm using this tool that it's very traditional in my country, which is Nicaragua. This makes the process easier and faster. I'm gonna put some water and I'm gonna let it soak for about 30 minutes and I'm gonna rinse it off later on, at least 2 times more. Once I have rinsed the cabbage, I'm gonna start slicing some tomatoes. You can do it in square or you can do it julienne style. That's up to you. And then we're gonna add some salt and of course white vinegar. And with clean hands, we're gonna start mixing everything, all the ingredients together. And our bao is ready. Keep in mind that after the cooking process, everything will shrink. Nicaraguan bao is more than just a meal. It represents the heart of family and tradition in Nicaragua. Slow cook and share in large portions. Bao brings people together on weekends, celebrating homemade flavors, patience, and the joy of eating as a community. The right way of serving bao is to first place the cassava at the bottom of the plate, then you add the plantain, then the meat, and then the little vegetables we added at the end. And to top it off, some cabbage salad. If you enjoyed this authentic bao recipe and love quick, easy, traditional cooking, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Tell me in the comments, what traditional dish should we cook next on Deli's Kitchen? Bye-bye!